Good evening. Welcome to your Ass Hurts News Network. Coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host, Sergeant Friday. Sarge, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty damn well there, Grandpa fucking Cletus. How the hell are the new members of the family down there?
They're good, noisy, bitchy. They fit right in.
Wow. So you're surrounded by Clue, stick toes, and 8, 9 more other nightmarish type devices. They're called dogs.
Well, we already had four. Now we have fucking seven more. So, you know,
Damn.
one
Well,
more. I'm surprised you didn't just go ahead and have another one, and then we'd have a even fucking dozen. You know.
wow. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, so far all you've suffered are a few broken bones, from what I understand there. Lou. Nice way to start off your dog parenting career.
With a broken fucking hand.
Right, and the dog set you up for it. You walked right into that shit, didn't you?
That dog's like, I'm gonna fucking get you for what you let that other fucking dog do to me.
I'm working at the pool.
Unbelievable, man. Holy shit, what a crazy day. So what's going on in La La Land with the 5.62 billion fucking blissful ignorant motherfuckers? Anything good?
uh, I don't know. Depends on if you put that shit on a sliding scale or not.
Well, I think a sliding scale might be appropriate. I mean,
I think it's damn near required if you're gonna use the word good and 5.62 billion people. So I don't know. I hadn't seen nothing but a bunch of fucking drama. So
it's it's tragic in an era that we live in to be more ignorant today than they were 10,000 years ago. But it's true. We are way more ignorant. They at least knew how to fucking cut and move big fucking stones as a team. We can't even fucking agree to fucking agree.
well, and you have to look at it and go, there is something to be said for the fact that, or what I can draw no other conclusion than tolerance creates it. 10,000
Well,
years ago, people wouldn't tolerate fucking stupid. They would
that's
wipe it the fuck out.
listen, and I, Dago's a really good guy, but Dago is one of the enablers of this ignorance when he allows all of these different perceptions and things to come through. And I'm not trying to be derogatory or mean to Dago in any way, shape, or form. But giving people a pass to let people just go wander off in la la fucking land is no way going to help anything. It just helps promote more people to want to be that way.
Yeah.
Right? Because ignorance is bliss. And
Yeah.
and thinking and then shutting your mind off to any possible fucking alternative ideas or thoughts is what blissful people do.
Yeah.
It's quite tragic. I get a kick out of all the people that support Trump like he's going to save them. When the funny thing is, the only way to save anything is we have to do something. We shouldn't be answering to government. Government should be answering to us because our voice should be much louder than theirs. And yet we look for a fucking savior like Christ is going to come back and save us. Christ is, you'd be lucky if he flicks you in the fucking head, folks. Right? I mean, he's probably going to sign me to hold the door open to hell. And I may be the last one to go in, and I may actually join you. But I'm sure there'll be lots of you heading for that doorway. Just think about that. The inaction, and I've said this numerous times, knowledge without action is a prison. And this world is the biggest prison in probably the entire fucking known and unknown universe. Cletus?
I don't disagree with that. We have all the knowledge of a collective past right at our fingertip at any given time. And we do nothing fucking with it but go further down a rabbit hole.
Right. And then debate the fucking rabbit holes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I use aliens and Bigfoot as a perfect example of that. Show me some solid evidence, something that we can, I don't want to treat. And this actually, I'm kind of glad I said that again, Cletus. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
This is the perfect example of belief. If you believe in Bigfoot or aliens, okay, that's exactly what religion ascribes you to do with their idea of God. You subscribe a belief to an unprovable fucking thought and idea. And you believe in a God. And there's nothing that'll dissuade you. You don't need evidence. You don't need proof. You accept it without question. That's the danger that we've entered into. That's what they use in propaganda to prey on us. And they keep us off of focus. They keep us off of the truth. The truth of the matter is, there's no evidence that Bigfoot exists in the current world. And there's no evidence that UFOs exist. And you have to accept that as the only truth available to you. Not debate its intricacies, not dig down deep into it, not try to analyze it. You just take the information for what it is because it's man's information. This isn't some religious or holy information. And yet, Cletus, look at the millions and millions of people around the world who believe that aliens exist on Earth or have been here before, and they'll fucking debate you about it. Where's their proof?
Well, until what fucking end, right?
Well, not even to one end. Somebody moved a big rock. They carved it perfectly. Really? That's the proof aliens was here?
Well, the thing that I wonder is, why the fuck is it so important that you would even have a debate about it? What fucking difference does it make? Quite honestly, I mean, really, truly, what fucking difference does it make? Do you know what I mean?
That also, right. Look, I take that right into the Idaho 4. What difference does it make what the grub truck video shows? How is the grub truck a part of this case? Cletus, how is it? Who made it a part of the case? The fucking the government or the defendant or the fucking viewer?
The fucking viewer, of course.
So what relevance could it possibly have to any type of discussion? You know, I sent an email to Harsh. I want to have a conversation with Harsh, like, you know, just a private conversation.
Yeah.
Public, I don't care. I'm not looking to get on a show and be promoted. But just to have a conversation with him. Because some of these questions, when people are like him say, you know, everything should be discussed. No. Everything of substance should be discussed. Anything of fucking bullshit shouldn't. Aryan Nation involved, drugs involved, Banfield involved, reflection. None of that should be discussed. There should be no room for that. There should be more discussion on issues that really matter. Well, you know, you look at the Karen Reed case and the chaos within there, and what should be being discussed and what people should be focusing on are the malfeasance of the government, of the investigators, and that town and that jurisdiction should have tens of thousands of YouTubers calling them out, even if it means to ridicule them. But they have to explain themselves, or they have to demote the people involved in bringing this case, or remove them, whether they did anything wrong or not. They put a woman on trial with the most ridiculous story in the world. She backed into his arm, broke no bones, left no bruises, and threw him 33 feet through the air. That in and of itself is beyond crazy. And people that would make that argument need to be removed from their positions, demoted, fired, and there's no talk of that. Because we're so focused on the bullshit that doesn't matter. Cletus?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's it's you know, another instance, not to bring this fucking bitch up, but to bring her up in terms of this conversation. Blowhole Betty, right? Mm-hmm. So she's been in town for a couple of days now and has done nothing but just create a bunch of fucking drama locally, right, and online. And not one time has she went to the sheriff's department, who she's talked so much shit about, talked about how bad of a job they're doing, how they're not doing their job. Not once has she visited them to talk to them about what they're doing.
Right.
Not one time.
And they won't talk to her. That's why.
Well, they probably would. I mean, hell, they talked to her today, but in a different manner. But you know, it's one of those things where instead of just coming out here to create the fucking drama or promote the fucking drama, why don't you come here and address the problem as you, you know, announce it? The problem is with law enforcement; they're not doing the job that they ought to. Well, then go fucking talk to them.
I don't really. I don't understand what people expect the police to do. I mean, unlike us, they actually have something to do.
Yeah.
And they're responsible to a community of people and policing it. And that includes giving tickets. right?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what they expect the police to do. The police did a reasonable, if not even a little beyond fucking reasonable, investigation into the case, and they've gone as far as they can gone. There's nothing. What else? I don't know. Again, she should be anybody should be out there promoting, trying to get. If you're really concerned about this boy, billboards, and you're concerned about missing children, do something positive, and that's all you can do, and be happy with that. The results are going to be the results, and there's no way to determine where they're going to go.
Yeah, it's all just a mass push for outrage everywhere you turn, right? And if there's no outrage, you know, obvious outrage, it's usually a setup for the creation of outrage down the road, right? All these fucking conspiracy theories, that's where they start, right? And that's where they end.
Yeah, there's someone in the chat room demanding I address them, and Angel, you're always talking shit and saying crazy things in the chat room to get my attention. It's constant. It's every stream. When I appreciate it, but yeah. I think I've made a decision. I'm not doing this for the 5.62 billion fucking morons out there. I'm doing it for myself. I find great pleasure in pointing out the ignorance and the fucking stupidity and the lazy ineptitude that fucking surrounds us. That is generally the fucking viewer. And of course the creators, and I'm not immune to being that way myself. But I think it's awesome to be the one pointing it out to all you 5.62 billion fucking hopeless morons.
So this is your 60-minute self-provided therapy session every night. Is that
right?
what
This was a prescribed therapy session by God. Holy fuck.
That's fucking funny.
I'm on a mission from God.
Well,
someone's got to take the fucking high road, I guess, even if the person taking the high road is a lowlife like me. Someone's got to climb the ladder, Cletus. I don't know.
Climb it or fucking build it. Either way, you're doing something, right?
So, I feel good.
There you go.
And I knew that I would now.
Just as long as you don't fall off a fucking roof, you're okay.
Oh my God, what a crazy world we live in.
I'm telling you.
Angel D is saying I'm mad at her because she didn't speed date me. No, I'm not mad at anybody, Angel. I'm just mad. But I guess, yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's what Angel D, you're right. Forgive me for I've transgressed. Oh, booter. No. Oh boy. So yeah, Cletus, I'm just my new turmoil, my new target of I'm not going to say the guy's name, but some guy writing a book with his theories and tainting the jury pool. The way this man's tainting the jury pool. He's also brought forward that Koberger was stalking one of the fucking people. And we were told that that's not true by the fucking prosecution and the court. And yet this guy's he puts it in a book. And the publisher allows it to be published. I don't know under what veneer this fucking book is published. Is this like, is there a title of books, My Best Fucking Guess That's Never Right?
Yeah, it's called fucking fiction. He's, he might as well be a fucking writing a new edition of the Hardy Boys or fucking Nancy Drew or something.
Dude, tell a fictitious story and make it interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking, there were fucking roses on the floor, and the fucking weapon used was a hard-handled fucking knife. Tell a fucking story, romance it, fucking, but don't get into the true death of 4 fucking people and do what he's doing. What a filthy, no good piece of shit. This is what I mean, folks. We're all going to hell. That's why I won't mention the guy's name, because I swear to God, there's a bunch of you that I'm going to fucking slam the door on you as you walk through it. Right? You motherfuckers. I'm going to crack you so hard with that fucking door, you might blast your way to the other side of hell before you know it. Unbelievable. Latest?
Yeah, it's I don't know, like we were talking about before you went live, the problem isn't him, right? Like we were talking about before. I mean, you could go have a conversation with anybody like him, and it would just be like, yeah, well, okay, you don't fucking like it, don't read, don't watch, blah blah blah. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna, get rich off the 5.62 billion fucking idiots that will.
Right.
And then it's really the issue truly lies with the people that promote it, right? The news agencies that are using the fact that he
Yeah.
had a book
The
as a
Nancy
fucking
Grace.
story. Yeah. Like, why do you feel like it should be national media attention? This fucking guy's got a book. Why do you feel like it's the morally right thing to do to promote this fucking guy's book?
And also, I just want to say this. We shouldn't even be addressing the guy or what he wrote in the book. We should absolutely be going after the publishers and the news media. Okay?
Yeah.
And not debating what's right or wrong about the book, not giving them the fucking option to even have a discussion, but the filthy no goods they are portraying any kind of fucking story about a fucking case that isn't solved, about a horrific case of 4 kids that are just out of their teens, if not still within their teenage years, and working alongside of a piece of shit to tell a story, true or not, that they profit from over these kids' tragedy. That's just filth. You're scum, and you should be reminded you're scum, and that should be the conversation. How do we let these people know that they're scumbags? What publisher did this? What news networks are focusing on? Who can we email? How can we just keep fucking tweeting about it, talking about it? What a bunch of fucking hateful, sick pigs these people are to go and tell stories about a book, true or untrue, on a fucking horrific homicide that has yet to even be solved. Right?
Yeah.
Demean these people and crush these people and keep the topic on demeaning and crushing them no matter what their comeback is. Don't get into the debate over he's right or wrong. You got to focus the conversation on what kind of a scumbag does that. Now, do we discuss the case? We do. But especially with me and with people that come in here, we stay to the confines of the fact given us. We don't, I don't allow people to extrapolate with what coulda, woulda, shoulda, maybe. No, and there's no third-party information allowed. There's no sources, and to discuss the case as it stands, not as an author would place it out there for him to profit from. And to be very honest with you, the whole point of pointing out what we're seeing based on facts is the corruption within the system, within the Karen Reed case. And that's what you're supposed to pay attention to as a citizen. Not this he did it, he didn't do it, or he could have, he might have. There's secret information, all this nonsense people throw out there to justify their theories. It's just crazy. And this guy is why he's been successful, because there's too many people that just don't know how to think. They know how to talk, but they don't have any capacity for thinking. Quite tragic there, Cletus.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder if some of these media agencies couldn't see the benefit of, essentially all they're doing is pushing the drama, but they could push just as much drama by going at these people and showing the moral degradation of society that people like that and the shit that they push create, and create the outrage over the right things. You know what I mean?
Look, at someone saying I should have a drag queen speed dating hour show, and I think that contestant would win. I award that contestant first place. So there's no need to spend an hour on that, Elena. Ms. Underwood, we got you. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. It's and the worst part is, I mean, we can go through and just show in all the areas where this guy is not accurate. But what really bothers me is that he's not openly discussing this. He's came out, made himself known to the public because he's written different books. He's got his nose in this. He stuck his head up other people's ass, and now he's going to profit from book sales. And this is a pre-book. It's like a pre-cum, okay? Because he's still whacking off, knowing all the money you idiots are going to spend on his fucking book. So this isn't even the book. This is a precursor to the book, right? So I mean, how many fucking trips to the well is this guy going to make?
I don't know. I'm not going to worry about him because I'm sitting here with my in-house one-arm masseuse. Oh,
Sin to the father, visit the son, so they say. That's just crazy. So, anyway, the 5.62 billion people out here that are blissful, and most of them are, though. A lot of them will go and sit down and have lobster and steak and fucking whatever. Get on their boats, take a vacation, go for and they're blissful, and they're feeding the beast with all of this, especially when it comes to politics. That to me is the most shocking thing. How people don't see the fucking how they're in a huge circle jerk, whether you're for Trump or against Trump, because that's what this is all about. I don't know. And people just refuse to observe the positions they put themselves in. And whatever the topic is, it doesn't matter what the mainstream media says or what Biden says, that becomes the topic of the day. That's their fucking, it's like they're hit of heroin or something. It's tragic, Cletus.
yeah, it's the water cooler discussion topic, right? That's what the news creates for you. This is the water cooler discussion topic.
Yeah, someone on Twitter, some politician. I was only called the N-word once in my life. But aren't you one of those race baiting motherfuckers that talk about that fucking word as being the worst thing in the world? And you're claiming only one person ever used it on you? And you're only pointing it out now because this guy was named head coach of some fucking college football team? I'm called the N-word on a regular basis. Literally on a regular basis. The N-word. Constantly. I call my friends that. Constantly. Okay? I mean, I got a mini. I call him Mini Nig. I'll say it. His nickname is. He told a joke. I called him Mini Haha. His sister. I call him Mini Ho Ho. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, people take such offense to different terms, and there's no sense in taking offense. You just, laugh, move on. I don't know, but that's unacceptable. And then another one, I said he's the house N. He's the one that's going to run to his white masters in D.C. that gave him the fucking house he lives in and the lifestyle he's a part of. He gets to hang out with the rich white people. I mean, that's the description of a black house slave. And that's exactly what you're seeing in politics. These people don't like blacks. You think Democrats are pro-black? You got to be out of your mind. The last time I was pro anything, if I was pro anything, let me just say, let's just say pro-American. And we know that most of the disadvantaged people start out and live in the most affordable areas, which are inner cities, right? Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
So why would I pass laws and create codes to chase all the business opportunities away from the people I'm supposedly defending and liking? Why would I do that?
Why would you what?
Why would I chase the businesses away by codes and tax laws?
Oh, yeah.
From the poorest areas of the country.
Right.
Why would I take their opportunity away? But I claim that I support blacks. I'm just stunned at how stupid we all are.
Well, and I mean, you never see Biden in the hood sniffing kids. I'm just saying.
It is funny. He sniffs kids. I didn't want to know, man, about what that's all about. Right? But what about everybody railing around Trump like this guy's the savior? Yeah. And don't you guys even? What shocks me is it's worse now than it ever was when it comes to blatant government going after people, blatantly setting them up like they did on January 6th. Look what they're doing in the Koberger case. Look what they did in the Gigolo case. Look what they did in the Karen Reed case. Look what they're doing politically with Trump and others. It's crazy. And what do?
Well,
what
and
real action have we taken as a society, Cletus?
Right. And that's the thing, right? You can, I don't argue that during the 4 years he was in office, things seem to be better. But I find it really funny in terms of him being a savior, how quickly it all went to shit when he was out. And it's like, well, you really didn't save anything, did you? You just fucking threw a Band-Aid on some shit for 4 fucking years because it all got fucking turned upside down real quick again.
Because everything he did was by executive order.
Right,
thing he riddled Obama for. Executive fiat, they called it. And yet it was okay when Trump did it.
Yeah.
Right? And look, he's friends with all of these people. I mean, you got pictures of him with every one of it's anybody that's supposed to be the criminals. but he's not. He's above it all. Come on. I don't care what anybody says. I was in the real estate business, and there's no doubt, there's no question that you shop appraisers. It's not illegal to shop appraisers, but it is illegal to represent the value of a structure that doesn't meet that value, right? And you're shopping fucking appraisers is an effort to do that, whether you like it or fucking not, people. And the fact that he paid his loan back had nothing to do with it. It's the amount of a loan that he was given because of what the appraisers had said. Okay? And it is what it is. I mean, the idea that he's like free of corruption, he's on your team, and yet all of the worst things that have happened over the last 20 years have been happening mainly over the last 8 since he brought himself into the limelight. Fair enough?
Yeah, that's fair.
And everybody says, well, the more people are aware, the more people will do something. You people don't do a fucking thing. You just sit around and argue about it. And money is not the root of all evil. Absolutely not. It's people. Because other people don't hold you to a standard. We don't hold each other to standards. Listen, I've told you guys the story about one of my buddies that wanted me to go out and have fun and go pick up chicks at a bar and do all this and do this when I was in the middle of a heated divorce trying to get a shared custody with my kid. And the stress I was under from that. He's like, why do you let it bother you? Let's just go out and get laid. I was like, he goes, you know, what the fuck? That's what I did. I don't worry about that shit. I said, well, that shows you what kind of a real piece of shit you are as a human being. And now that I know that, you're not my friend. Get away from me. And I never talked to the guy again. The last time I seen him, he was at a funeral of a mutual acquaintance. And he just looked at me and nodded, and I just looked away. Go fuck yourself, bro. You got to hold people to higher standards, or you got to hold yourself to a higher standard, which means that you have to very, very smartly pick and choose who you're really going to associate yourself with. And people just don't do that. That's why I brought up kind of Dago. He gives them a pass, and, you know, people that, and no, it's people with good morals that need to hold the other people to account. And a good way to do that is to either call them out or fucking ignore them. Fair enough?
That's fair.
And you know, all the people, I'm sure every one of you coming in here and going to a lot of these shows are deep down very good people. But what good is it if you don't use it on a daily basis? If you don't use it in your social media community, right?
Well, and using it in the right way, right? Because you're talking about people aren't going to do shit. And I'm thinking the one thing that I can recall, and I mean, I think we were all programmed to recall it, was that people have collaboratively tried to do was, you know, 4 fucking years ago almost. And it was a misguided fucking effort of just fucking nothing. That turned into a fucking disaster because it was meant to be a fucking disaster. And it's like, I mean, don't just take an action for the sake of taking an action. Take the right fucking action. Take one with meaning, with purpose, with an outcome that can actually be achieved.
There you go. Elena's right. And that's what I'm saying. The root of evil has got nothing to do with money. It's people.
Yeah.
It's people, and good people not doing anything. I mean, what's the point of knowing that the corruption that went through the Karen Reed case? How does that? All that does is add more and more to your helplessness when you don't act. And that's why Joe Rogan and all these other fucking twit heads out here are dangerous. Trump is dangerous. They're dangerous to society because they've helped cull us. They've helped defeat us. They help hold us in place. Right?
Yep.
They do nothing to rally us around good things. I don't want violence or anything, any kind of mayhem like that. But I would like to see enough of us stand up and say, enough. Give me back my freedom.
I'm going to fucking eliminate some of these fucking puppies if I have to give them away.
Well, I thought you were going to get $500 to $700 a person.
Well, I may fucking do a 75% off before fucking bedtime if they don't shut up.
I got that. Can I buy your sister? You want to sell me your sister? Oh my God. You should have seen the look on my friend's face. He's a retired priest. And I told him the joke about the Mexican and the priest in a fist fight, and what kind of name would you give that fight?
Yeah.
And he's just looking at me, and he's, because the idea that a priest. I said, oh, get past all your stereotypes. I go, what's the name of what would we name that fight? And he goes, what? I go, Alien versus Predator.
How do you respond to that one?
He stepped back. I think he thought I was going to get hit by lightning. Oh, shit.
He's probably like, that's the most offensive thing I've heard since I retired.
No, this guy's hung out with me. He's heard. No. Oh no, that's not even close. I always am. People they do hold this guy in a different regard than other people, knowing he was a priest. And I just shake my head, and I'm like, you do know he's in he facilitates a 12-step fucking facility because he's part of the 12-step program. He's no different than you. I mean, all his praying didn't get him anything but a bourbon. What the fuck? Right? I mean, lots of them fuckers, okay? So chill. He's just another human being like you and me. Yeah. He just shakes his head. And I'm not doing it to be mean, but it's just, well, maybe I am in a way, but it's like, come on now. Don't stand back in awe of this guy because he's a retired priest. Remember, he's an alcoholic just like anyone else here. So, and that's what I mean. It's just a title,
Oh, yeah, it is.
Person is a person. Oh, man. I tried to say Cletus and it didn't come out right. Somebody's calling me out there, Cletus. Now, tell us about these dogs you have for sale. What the hell breed are they?
Shih Tzu.
The hell is a Shih Tzu?
It's a small, fucking long-haired, pretty cool breed, but they make a lot of fucking racket as newborns, and they're less than 12 hours old. And
are they yipper dogs? Yip 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 yip.
No, the two that we have don't make much noise. I mean, they're just newborn pups whining because they can't open their eyes yet and figure out how to feed. So
you want me to teach them how to swim? That way you'll be a little less aggravated.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're not.
How much are these dogs each?
I don't know. I don't know that we're going to get rid of them. I keep saying that we're going to keep them.
How the hell are you going to keep 8 dogs? That can't be legal.
Why?
I'm going to tell Bullhorn Betty on you.
Fuck her. They don't weigh but 6-7 pounds a piece. I mean, I think it'd be quite fucking hilarious. It'll look like an army of fucking
hair. An army of hair chasing you, right?
Yeah, an army of fucking socks chasing you. 5 girls and 2 boys, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, harsh. Blum is going to team up with Nancy. He should team up with her. Her network should be fucking assailed by us with emails. And anyway. Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep toughing it out and ride the wave of ignorance, and I'm sure we'll land somewhere on our feet. What do you think, Cletus?
I think Harsh should interview Blum. I think they should work together. I mean, with all the fucking wackadoodle thoughts and concepts that Harsh discusses, I'm sure he could come up with some rough drafts for Blum to develop.
Right, and I'm outraged. I'm outraged that the accusatory instrument doesn't match any of Brian Koberger's movements.
Yeah.
That offends me. What kind of country do we live in? I mean, why do you even need an accusatory instrument? What's the point? Why is there a court? Why is there anything? You just lock this guy up and execute him. I don't understand why we have to waste all this time and money, because it's pretty clear to me.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's quite clear all anybody really wants is a villain that is handled, right? If they lock him up and say he's going to sit in jail for 100 fucking years, and everybody's good. If they put him in front of a firing squad, everybody's good.
Right.
As long as they convict somebody and put them somewhere, everybody's good. Fuck how they did it. If they got the right guy or not, just make sure somebody gets locked up and dealt with.
You should watch the closing arguments of the Karen Reed case, because it's stunning. All the witness testimony, and when a cop is telling you, look, This cop, he was asked a question. Were you near the right side of that vehicle? And he looks at the jury and he says unequivocally, never, not even close. With the picture of the truck on the screen, and he is behind the vehicle, but he's on the left side of the vehicle. Okay? Then you find out that fucking picture's been inverted. Also, the timestamp had to be removed and put back on there. Okay? And so, in fact, he looked right at the jury and lied right to their fucking face. I was never by the rear taillight of that vehicle. The picture that was on the screen put him behind the right taillight. But because they inverted it, you couldn't see it in the picture. You saw the opposite of that. You follow me?
Yeah.
And if I was a juror, oh, I had to fucking jumped out of that jury box and started strangling that guy. They better never call me for jury. I ain't having that bullshit, bro. No, yeah, unequivocally, no. I mean, he literally stopped, and it was a drama second of him then viewing the jury, looking right at them. Unequivocally, no.
That would be a fair jury question, right? On a questionnaire. Are you prone to violent outrages over bullshit being brought to light?
My God. I'm just, and this is going on all over our country. Trump's cases too are interesting in that none of the cases, none of the accusations ever, except for the one I pointed out about his real estate, but none of the other ones are provable, nor are they even close to the fucking truth. They're the exact opposite. The people accusing him are the people that cheated, the people that lied, the people that stole classified documents. I mean, Joe Biden was proven two things. He had classified documents, and him and his son were getting fucking payoffs from the Ukraine. This proven fact, and the government statement they're not going to persist because it's prosecutorial discretion, and they're not going to prosecute him because of his age and his mental acuity. Yet this guy now is going to run on and run. He's going to continue to run for president, but he can't be prosecuted for serious felonies that are basically traitor acts of being a traitor.
What do you mean? And he's going to fucking win. He's already won. I mean,
I'm sure he's gonna. And if he doesn't, this is the point. Even if he doesn't, it's not going to change anything.
No,
it's not, and unless he would have to fire the Department of Justice. He would have to fire the top of the FBI, and then he would have to interview and bring in completely fucking clean, middle of the road fucking prosecutors and investigators from the military. That's what he would have to do. He'd have to replace these people, or he'd have to go around the country and appoint people from just everyday walks of life. If he doesn't even attempt to do that, then this guy's, again, it just proves that he's part of the deep state. He's part of the criminal activity going on around him. And that's his role. He's playing a part. He had said this. A lot of people don't remember, but Trump had always ascribed and wanted to be a Hollywood movie star. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And what is he now?
That's a very, very interesting piece of information.
I never heard of Marianne Beckmere. I don't know who that is, Angel. No, a lot of people don't know who that. Twizzle Stick is out there. Well, yeah, Twizzle Sticks, and he's doing it to probably be a pain in the ass, but he's promoting Blum's book or telling people they should buy it. Yeah, you might as well, folks. I mean, I don't think anything I'm going to say is going to reach 5.62 billion. I'd be happy if it reached 5.6 again, but I'm not so hopeful on that one either. What do you say, Cletus?
I don't know. I mean, I think you'll reach people in waves, right? In terms of completely awakening people, I don't know. 5.6 is probably a high aspiration. But having momentary, momentary reasoning with people, I think you got a higher percentage or a higher probability there of reaching a lot of people. But converting people to, see the fucking light and remove the blinders, I don't know. That's yet to be seen.
All right. And you know, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot lately, and I think there's a lot of people out there in our history that have been very, very clever people and very, very intuitive and very wise. But I'm not so sure I ascribe their beings as godlike or prophet-like or connected to something greater than humanity. I think part of the we got a twofold problem. We really don't give ourselves historical credit for anything, and it always has to be some outside force greater than us that gives us the ability to do things. I think that's one bit of programming that's very harmful to humanity. Do you follow me?
Yeah, I do.
I think that's uh, it's rather disgusting, to be honest with you. I think we're significant in the realm of at least this solar system. Screw what's beyond it, but at least in our immediate neighborhood, we're the most significant fucking creature here. And the idea that we had to have help from outside supernatural beings or fucking aliens on ships that are shaped in different fucking like cigars or whatever is just an insult to humanity. It's another, and this is what they keep doing. They keep telling us through religion and other means that we're helpless, that without them, we're helpless, whoever they are, right? Government, whatever it might be. We're helpless. The law, we're helpless against the law. And we're helpless against this and that. And yeah, we need supernatural beings or beings. It's quite tragic how we've been for all of known history. The common man has been held back and held down.
Yeah, I mean, when you were saying that, you were talking about, extremely intelligent and we'll call it prophets, right, for lack of a better term. I think
Right.
there have been a ton, and most of them, if not all of them, you would never fucking know who they were, right? Because they are the average fucking Joe that you may on occasion run into throughout your life and not even realize it.
Well, here's something else. I was down. There was a festival in my area, and I was down there, and I didn't know the festival was going on, and I got caught in the traffic of it all, and ended up just parking and hanging out because I was in the race car, and people were complaining at how uneventful the event was, and they're just scrolling on their phone, they're looking at Facebook, and they're looking at good things, and I said, you know what the funniest part about all of that is, and a few of them looked up from their phone. I said, is that device in your hand is probably the most powerful tool humanity has ever been exposed to. And rather than tell me your disappointment, why aren't you telling the fucking person to put this on? Why aren't you telling the fucking people like the Coke sponsor? Why aren't you sending mass emails to these people how disappointing and how much bullshit and waste of time this was for you? Why aren't you using that device, in other words, to help shape the fucking world instead of let the world shape you? And they just cock their head and they go, "That's a good point." I said, "Yeah, it's a good point. I'm sure it was like, I don't know, pissing in the wind. I understand it. Do you? Right? I mean, come on now. What the fuck, people? What the fuck are we doing?"
I saw that reminds me. I saw this fucking. It was some news clip or something. It was a story about this place somewhere in the UK where they were having a Charlie or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory like themed place.
Okay.
It was this park almost, but it was inside this building, and they had built this as some major fucking thing, right? And all these people had just bought into this and bought fucking mass amounts of tickets to it and all this shit. And there were paid actors working there, and the actors show up, and the fucking people show up, and this asshole has literally bought like fucking props from something that equates to Party City and and put them up inside this old fucking warehouse. And I mean, it's the silliest looking shit you've ever fucking seen. Like you bought the entire fucking set from Timu and just stuck a little corner of shit everywhere. And I watched that shit and I'm like, and that is why you fucking research shit before you spend money on it. Oh,
And look, I don't know. Your intention, like I don't give people credit for intentions. I just don't. Intentions don't mean. I mean, again, intentions are useless. What do you mean you intended to fucking put on a good show here? Well, you clearly failed at that, and your intentions don't deserve reward. They deserve criticism, right? Good intentions are useless if they're not put to fucking practical use. So why wouldn't you criticize good intentions? I have a hard time not coming to grips with coming to grips on how that wouldn't be appropriate. What good are good intentions, Cletus?
I mean, it's all about, intention's only half the battle, right? You can have misguided good intentions. Look at January 6th. Misguided good intentions,
But who, again, I knew that he shouldn't be having a rally there in DC.
Yeah.
I knew that, and I backed out of that. I was going to rent a room in the Trump fucking hotel there, and there was a bunch of people that were going to be down there that I was going to hook up with. And then after thinking about it for 24 hours and stepping back, I was like, you know what? I'm going nowhere near that. That's going to turn into a nightmare. And to be very honest with you, this is what I recommended that we do. My recommendation to the corruption in DC is simple. Everybody take their car, 50 to 100,000 people. It wouldn't take many, and drive onto the major arteries that lead into DC and park your fucking cars and walk off with the keys. That's it. Right? That's it. Have substitute transportation to get you back to where you came from. Have someone waiting, or have buses come by and rent buses, have people come pick people up. But just park 50,000 or 100,000 vehicles on the entrance into DC and see how quick these people start listening to you.
Yeah.
You have no idea what a nightmare that would be. How the hell are you going to tow 100,000 cars, Cliff?
Where the fuck are you going to tow them to? Right.
And not just that. Yeah, exactly. Now you got something to say. Let's hear it. That's a nonviolent demonstration. You can run out in the street and sit on a bridge and block us with your well. We could do so much more. But there's nobody out there making any of these suggestions. No one out there leading any kind of crusade to help us help ourselves. Right? That would have been better than going to the rally. Fuck the rally. He lost. Rally your balls.
And it would have cost a lot of people a lot less money. I mean, what's the fucking fine for an improperly parked vehicle? You know what I mean? I mean, what are you out really? But think about the cost that would have been had by the people that you ultimately demand change from.
But again, I like truckers. All right, I don't know, man. There's so much more we could do, but you could even do it with emails. You could saturate the system with emails, and they're going to have to fucking listen. So if all of these media outlets are just being liars and cheaters and criminals and in bed, they're supposed to be the fourth branch of government. The reason you can't arrest a reporter or search their shit is because they're protected by the Constitution. But that protection should not be extended to criminals in that position. That should not be extended to people that are using that position to protect criminal activity within your government. And it is. We all know it is. And what do we do about it? Well, we're helpless. We can't do anything, Cletus. Right? Let's go follow Alex Jones or someone else. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at today. That's why I said it's the rant of the sane, because there's just so much insanity in the world and not a single person offering up any kind of solutions. I mean, there's somebody out there making fun of all the women on The View, and they get millions of fucking followers. Well, I don't know.
I think I'm going to invest in Crayola and who's a big window manufacturer?
Oh, I don't know. Pella?
Yeah, I'm going to invest in Pella and Crayola because I predict in the next 10 years there's going to be an uptick in the number of fucking crayon eaters and window lickers. Because, I mean, eventually that's where we're all fucking heading. Just, watching the progression of this shit with the information age that we have. That's kind of what we've done with it. We've brought ourselves to the point of that is our entertainment.
And Obama didn't do any damage to this country. We did. That's the best part about all of this, folks. is we're doing it to ourselves. They're not doing anything to us. We're doing it to ourselves. As they steal your tax money to create people to build windmills, you're standing by acting and doing nothing about it. You're arguing about global warming while they're taking your money and they're promising you they're going to put 250,000 car chargers around the country, and they took 18 billion, and so far they built 8 of them. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for 18 billion so far. 43 billion to get internet to the rednecks in the middle of nowhere that don't really give a fuck about the internet. And there isn't a single person of all of them people in the middle of the fucking country that's got internet from that $42 billion fucking investment. Investment in who and what? Where did it go? And what are we doing? Nothing. Oh, we just subscribe it to another government waste, but it's not government waste. That exact money is being used to destroy you. And people just move on like it's just another fucking brick in the. It is. It's another brick in the wall thanks to that ban. But I mean, really, 42 billion for internet that nobody's gotten. Where'd the money go? Cletus, there's so much investigating and so much information and so much direction you could give people to target the companies that were part of that and help bankrupt them as a country by not buying from them. All right. And yet, not a peep out of anybody about doing anything to save our republic. It's all about more and more. It's just here they did it again. Obama did it again. Biden did it again. No, we did it.
Yep, by inaction. Death by inaction.
And by participating in the discussions that they cause us to have. They lay out the topic and we debate it.
Right, which ultimately leads to inaction. It's inaction through distraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're so distracted arguing with each other about what they're wanting us to argue about that we don't see that they're wanting us to argue about it.
I don't think there's too many pussies, Twizzle. I think the problem is there just isn't anybody voicing this. People are not being confronted with their own wrongs. And we are severely wrong in how we're dealing with this. We're wrong doesn't even want to associate with us. Wrong doesn't even get close to the fucking ignorance that we're experiencing. We're doing this to ourselves. You know, and I guess, you know, the message is a tough message, but I don't give a fuck. But maybe that's why somebody's bigger names just won't bring it up. Right?
Yeah.
Or why should they? Because the cash flow is there. But listen, if money corrupts, I could have been the most corrupt person in the world. I could have earned millions. And I still could if I chose to. Doing what I do as a business, if I placed that particular thing as my biggest motive. All I cared about was the money. I could be killing it. I mean, fuck. In any business, anybody that has the acumen for business can be killing it. So it's not like I could do something others can't. Others can too. Look at all these people, even on the internet. A lot of, like Rogan, he's killing it, isn't he?
I'm sure.
Tucker.
Yeah.
These guys are killing it. They're making massive revenue, are they not?
I'm sure. And all because they spend their time making sure that the next day they can put out more shit that'll ensure they continue to kill it, instead of realizing that they could kill it even more if they took a little time and put a little energy into creating the outrage over the right things and creating movement out of people toward the right things instead of the fucking arguments and infighting we do amongst each other.
No, I'm not so rich I could say what the hell I want. I've always said what the fuck I want to say, but I'm wealthy enough to not have to participate in this economy anymore, except to just take care of the things my personal needs. That's it. I don't need to worry about anyone else or any particular fucking bill. And that's easy for anybody to get to that point, but nobody teaches you how to do that. Nobody teaches you how to deal with facts and concentrate on the data that's important and quit straying off in this fantasy land. I mean, imagination was supposed to something you grow out of. You enjoy it while you're a kid, and then you focus on what matters when you get older, right? And
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem to work that way. And the compromise is corporate lobbyists and campaigns to get what they want. It's not for the people. Yeah, we've and they've convinced us there should be a tax. There should be a small 0.2% or 1% or 0.5% tax on everything you buy, and that money should be only used to elect leaders. And it should only be used with the people that win through the fucking primaries. And if those people then get into office and they're not supporting the ideas that they promised the people they would pursue, then they're not entitled to that money anymore. And they just don't. And if you can't get the money from the public, then you can't run. There's got to be ways that you could pass laws that you could get, but we can't even stop people from snooping into our own fucking personal information. In order to get a discount now, you need an app, and that app has to turn over all your private fucking data and give access to everything you do on your phone and on your internet to get a discount for a hamburger at McDonald's. Are you fucking kidding me? And nobody's screaming about that. They just treat it like, well, that's just the way it is. Oh, yeah, okay. Anyway, Cletus, I did get you good the other night, didn't I?
You did, in fact. You got me very good.
And it wasn't an early hit. It was, it was appropriate. It was actually after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was very well timed. Very well timed.
And yeah, a hamburger made from ground beef, just like meatloaf. What do you call meatloaf, folks? Hamburg loaf?
Just in case anyone cares, my hand hurts.
Oh, we do care. We don't want your hand hurting. Which hand is hurt, the right or left?
The right.
Didn't that figure? Now she needs your help in everything she does. I think that was premeditated, Cletus.
He's had to wipe my ass twice.
Well, there you go.
You
heard it here, folks. First, folks. She had to wipe her ass twice. Well, that's not so bad. She, I guess it could be worse. Don't give her any laxative or anything, Cletus.
Yeah.
You know what you got to give her?
It preps it for him.
Yeah.
Give her some spicy food so you could drag her ass across that pool to put out that ass fire.
You got to show him my arm.
Yeah. Show the arm. Let's see here. Can you guys?
Don't put me on there.
I could take the comment off the screen. Hang on. Let me go to a bigger.
Hold the motherfucker still.
What the hell you got? What? Jesus. You're mummified almost, at least to the wrist. Did you break your wrist?
No, she broke her.
In the X-ray, you can look for him. It's in the bottom of my hand, in the middle of my hand. I broke that in 2 places. Dislocated my knuckle and broke my finger in 2 places, but they set it back. And tomorrow I have to get a cast on.
So when I was having problems with my ring finger and I was like in crippling pain and you guys were ridiculing me, I'm never going to bring that up again because I'm not going to do that to you.
The fuck you're not. You're so full of shit.
Yeah, but I actually hurt my ring finger, not in my sleep.
Well, yeah, well,
you were just having too much fun while you were awake then, wasn't you? That's what you get for sitting around digging in your ass.
At least I don't use my fucking fingers I pick my nose with to rummage around in my ass. I guess there's some sense to that.
Fix his nose?
Yeah, I use different fingers to rummage around back there. You know, it is what it is. Fucking nasty. And I got his ass again. I don't know how he doesn't see that coming. I even bring it up to point out to him that it is coming in a way that's kind of not so obvious, but then not so sneaky. And then bam, there you go. How the hell does that happen? Yikes. Well, folks, the rant of the sane, the unbelievable, blissful fucking world we live in. And yet we do nothing but what we're fucking told to do. Get up, go to work, pay your bills, and shut the fuck up. Watch us lie, watch us cheat, watch us steal, watch us burn your money, watch us run you into a debt you'll never repay. Watch us discriminate. Watch us flood your country with people that don't even speak the same language as you. Watch us give them all your money. Just watch, folks. That's what you've been trained. Just watch. Just be onlookers. These are all victimless crimes until they're not. And believe me, they're victimless until they're not. And when they're not, you'd be amazed at how quick we all become direct victims. And that's all I can say. That day is a coming. The day of reckoning is not here, but we're actually we're skipping around, lollygagging our way towards it as if there's nothing going to happen. But sooner or later, something's going to happen. And like I said, I'll be holding the door to hell open. I'll probably be a big flame standing there holding the knob, and I'm sure I'm going to join all of you. But again, I will hold that door open so you have an easier access to your destiny. because God forbid Sarge wasn't a gentleman by holding that damn door. So Angel D 12 gauge. I haven't seen 12 gauge in here. I was on 12 gauge's channel earlier. I was going to get up there and say hi and get out, but I guess he didn't want to have too many people on panel. He had a person up there at the time, one person. And yeah, that was a nice little comment there, 12 gauge. Everyone be good. We'll be back again. What is today? Today is Tuesday, isn't it? June 25th, 2024. And we'll be back again tomorrow at 9. And that's all I can say.